What's going on, everyone? My name is Liam DeBoer and welcome back to our channel where we talk about all things transportation. Today we're going to be diving into the madness of the current state of the Red Sea. This region is the lifeline for ships moving goods between Europe and Asia. However, this also has the potential to cause massive issues for North America. This is a topic that not only truckers should be aware of, but citizens all around the world. The recent attacks in this critical shipping route by Houthi militants from Yemen, backed by the Iranian government, have thrown a wrench into the global supply chain. Just when you thought that we might be putting out the dumpster fire that is the current state of the world, it seems our global leaders have dumped gasoline on the embers, igniting a whole new load of trash. These conflicts are affecting the entire industry, and as we all know, when things get harder for those moving goods, everyone's wallets get squeezed. Over the course of this video, we'll give a quick overview of the conflict, why the Red Sea is so important to global trade, and the potential long-term implications of this mess. However, before we get into things, if you wouldn't mind doing us a solid by subscribing to our channel and hitting the thumbs up on this video, that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Since November 19th, the Red Sea has become a hotspot for modern piracy and terrorism due to the Houthi attacks. Now, what is their goal by attacking commercial vessels? To disrupt vital trade routes that act as the connective tissue between the powerhouses of Europe and Asia. While we aren't going to go in depth into the reasons for this conflict, it is necessary to quickly address the big why behind the maritime mayhem. The Houthis have said this is a direct response to Israel's actions in Gaza, meaning this is no longer just a regional issue, seeing as it is messing with the ability for global trade to occur. Because this conflict is now affecting the entire world, some major players on the global stage are getting involved. The United States, leading the charge, has rallied some allies and initiated what they're terming Operation Prosperity Guardian. It's an American-led naval force with a crystal clear mission: secure the Red Sea and intercept any Houthi attacks. It's a global defense move which aims to ensure the safety of this crucial trade route. Now, asking why should I care about this conflict would be a valid question. However, the reason you should is because if the Red Sea conflicts continue to escalate, it won't just be the ships feeling the impacts. The ripple effect could reverberate through your routes, access to cargo, and potentially beyond. The Red Sea, sandwiched between the Suez Canal and the Bab al-Mandab Strait, which I pray I'm pronouncing correctly as a small town kid from Canada, is extremely important. It's not just a pretty view. It's a critical artery for global trade. In fact, about 12% of everything traded worldwide navigates through this very sea. And if we're talking containers, a staggering 30% of them make their way through the Red Sea, carrying over $1 trillion of goods each year. There's no understating how economically significant this geographical region is. These immense disruptions are forcing major shipping companies to take the scenic route around Africa, bypassing the Red Sea altogether. They're opting for the long-haul journey around the southern tip of Africa, which isn't a small task. It adds at least 10 days to the trip and more than 15% to the overall shipping costs. Now, why does this matter to truckers? Because these increased costs and delays can affect the volume of cargo truckers have access to. So let's talk about cargo. Delays in shipping mean delays on the roads. That cargo that was supposed to roll off the ship and onto your trailer might be caught in maritime limbo, circling the Cape of Good Hope instead of making a beeline for its original destination. This not only messes with your schedule, but could also mean a hit to your bottom line. Now, let's delve into the numbers. According to recent data, shipping traffic in the Suez Canal, that critical passageway connecting the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, has seen a significant drop. In the period between January 1st and January 11th this year, ship traffic plummeted about 30% compared to the same period in 2023. Container shipping giant Maersk, a heavyweight in the industry, made a strategic decision to suspend the use of the Red Sea and the Suez Canal, citing employee safety as their main concern. They're opting for the long route, circumventing Africa for, quote, the foreseeable future. And it's not just Maersk, other major players like Hapag-Lloyd and Mediterranean Shipping Company are following suit. But what does this mean for you, the unsung heroes of highways? Well, let's connect the dots. With fewer ships sailing through the Suez Canal, ports along your trucking routes might experience a slowdown. It's a domino effect. Less ship traffic means fewer containers arriving at the ports, and that could translate to more waiting time for you, the truckers, at the loading docks. And as you know, time is money. So let's talk about the financial effect of this conflict. The decision by major shipping companies to bypass the Red Sea and take the long way around comes at a cost. Literally, shipping costs are soaring higher than Charlie Sheen on an impromptu trip to Colombia. And this isn't just a blip on the radar. According to UBS, routing ships around Africa, adding about 2.5 weeks to the journey, reduces the effective capacity by about 25%. And where does that cost end up? Well, it trickles down to you, the truckers, and eventually to the consumers. Freight rates between Europe and Asia have shot up by about 20%, ranging from $1,800 to $2,100, according to the general manager of freight forwarder AOCL. But that's not all. A quote-unquote war risk surcharge ranging from $500 to $800 has kicked in, adding another layer to the shipping expenses. Let's break down these rising costs even further. Rates for shipping goods to some regions have surged by a whopping 173%, all thanks to the diversion of vessels around the Cape of Good Hope. Carriers aren't just absorbing these costs, they're passing them on to everyone along the supply chain. According to experts like Cormac McGarry, the director at Control Risks, a large ship routing company around Africa, may incur about $100,000 in fuel costs for each day of travel. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are additional costs for insurance, wages, and fees to call on other ports along the ways. The impacts of these disruptions might not be hitting you directly yet, but there's a potential spillover effect. Think of the interconnected world we live in. The goods that find their way onto your trailers often have a global journey before they reach you. If the flow of goods from other parts of the world faces delays and disruptions, it could mean a slowdown in the cargo arriving at your doorstep. Now, let's talk about the wallet-emptying elephant in the room. Inflation. The disruptions in global trade routes, rising shipping costs, and delays in the delivery of vital goods have sparked concerns about a resurgence in inflation. According to Bank of America analysts, the disruptions in the Red Sea could risk delaying recent declines in inflation. While the impact on American consumers remains minimal for now, there could be some price increases in certain categories of goods and services. Robert Hanfield, the professor of operations and supply chain management, notes that it could affect commodities coming from the region, including rare earth minerals, chemicals, and certain types of grain. The spike in shipping costs are stoking fears about the longevity of inflationary pressures. Now, let's talk about something sure to affect truckers: oil. The global response to the Houthi attacks, led by the United States and the United Kingdom, has triggered a jump in oil prices. The geopolitical tensions and the military response have injected a level of uncertainty into the oil market. As Cormac McGarry puts it, quote, "Beyond the shipping realm, we are looking at a broader global geopolitical picture that's just getting worse and worse. The disruptions in the Red Sea, coupled with challenges in the Panama Canal, are adding strain to the rules-based global order that many economies, including those in North America, have benefited from." Now, let's shift gears and ponder the long-term questions. Could the Red Sea troubles spark a supply chain crisis? How might they throw a wrench into an already slowing global economy? If disruptions persist, it's like tossing a boulder into the stream. The ripples could extend far beyond the initial splash. Our highways might bear the brunt of it as the flow of goods faces potential snags and delays. Beyond the immediate effect on shipping and supply chains, the world is grappling with a multitude of crises. These disruptions, like interconnected puzzle pieces, could create a broader geopolitical mess. In summary, this geopolitical turbulence is more than just a blip on the radar. It's a seismic shift reshaping the very trade routes we rely on, altering the course of global commerce. Before we get out of here, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you concerned with the current trends and how this might affect the North American economy? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on this video and subscribe to our channel in order to keep up to date with the world of trucking. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next one.